Hello everyone, I'm back in my Disneyland toy box today along with Captain Barbossa, and we're going to build the shops and the restaurants for New Orleans Square down that direction, as well as the entrances for the Pirates of the Caribbean and Haunted Mansion rides. And I think we'll also have time to do Critter Country today, which contains the Splash Mountain ride, so that would be great. One thing I want to correct from last time before we get started is this tree right here. This is not the right tree. The tree that we need was the correct one that I had down. It's just we need to place this a little bit differently. So we're going to put this right here like that. Let me pull up my screen grab to make sure I've got it correct. And yeah. And this does use the Briar Ridge style. And the trick is, you want this placed with the edge of that tree right on the edge of the seam, so it's not covering up the track. So that is the correct one. And that helps hide the edge of the terrain world when you're riding on this thing. You don't want to see this huge hole back here. And when you're exploring out this way. So that is the correct tree for that spot. Alright, we're going to begin today by putting down the terrain that we're going to need. And I'm going to start with this long flat terrain block. And I've pre-styled this for the toy box terrain, but what I actually need is the water. So we're going to put this down over here, and this is just kind of providing the spacing today that we're going to need for our build. So we'll use the Alien Planet theme for the water. I think that just works really, really well. And it doesn't take up hardly any memory, which is really good. Alright, and just want to make sure I've got this. I think we got to flip this around the other way, just so the texture is the same as what I had it before. Okay, so there's that. And then we're going to put this size piece in here like this. And then another piece here. And another piece like that. Yep. And then we're going to grab this piece and we're going to drag this across. See how I positioned that? Because I want the edge of this side to line up with that side. So that seam needs to come across. Another way to do that, though, is to just start on that corner. And then we're going to put a row of these across the back, just to plug a gap that we're going to otherwise have. And then this piece lines up like that. And that's all the water that we'll put in for today. So Tom Sawyer Island will sit over in here, and New Orleans Square is going to sit out over around there. Okay, so next, before we do that, this terrain block, which I had put down last time, is in the correct orientation as far as the terrain goes. So you see the Disney Infinity logo in the middle of those circles faces that way. So just make sure yours is set up the same way. And then we're going to put one of these blocks down here like that. And we're going to change our theme back to the toy box terrain. And then let's take a look at the texture for this. I want to make sure. Yeah, I need to flip this around. Like that. Because this is going to help us position things later. All right, so there is that piece. The next piece sits in here like that. And let me make sure I've got the right orientation for that. I believe I do. Let me just double check. Nope, I don't. And it's not really that it matters. Again, it's really that this is going to help me place things in the correct spot. So that's why I want to make sure this is as accurate as I can get it. Okay. And then we're going to use this little block and I want to try to line up the logo the same, and that looks like that's it. So we're going to put a row of 3 of these across. We are not going to put one here. That would kind of be wasted memory. All right, and then this piece is going to sit in here like this. Yeah. And then this one will sit over here like this. All right. And yeah, I'm thinking we're going to build all that today, but maybe not. That is quite a bit to put in. So we might get a start on it today and finish it next time. We'll see how things go. All right. Let's start now with the shops and buildings. We're going to begin with Main Street Station Block 4. This is going to sit right here on this terrain seam and on that terrain seam, so right on the corner of that block, just like you see it there. And then we want to put this so that it's flush with the front of that building. And we'll just start building shops all the way down. This one's going to sit there like that. Whoops, not that one. That one. The one with the window. And then the door. And then the window. If you want to use a little bit different building, I guess that's fine. I was trying to duplicate as closely as I could what was at Disneyland, so that's why I'm kind of particular about which buildings that I'm using there. And then we're going to put the roof on for all of these. This one's going to sit there like that. Oops. This one will sit over here like this. So there's the roof on that one. For this next one, we're going to use this roof. And put that right up there like that. And then we're going to use this peaked roof for this building. And then we'll go back to this roof for this one. And we're not going to fill across the back of that because the player shouldn't ever see that. So we'll just leave that the way it is. And then we'll add a few balconies here, or decks. These will be on the yellow buildings. Like so. There we have the shops along there. All right, coming down over this way, we're going to go down to the plants drawer. We're going to place this one. Make sure I get this right. I can find my screen grab. There we go. Yeah, that's correct. And I'm just using that as a spacer. I'm not going to put all of these plants in on the video, but that one I needed for a spacer. So, right back to our yellow building. This is going to sit 2 little nudges or 1 block out that direction, and we're going to put 2 of these down. Okay. And then over here, we'll start building around for the shops. And this I need to plug the gap, but we'll kind of hide the front of the building there. I just need to see that little corner of that. So we don't have a gap going through there. Then we'll put this building and the yellow one. And another one of those. And then the blue building. And then this one will just kind of sit here like that. I want it right on the edge of that terrain seam. So it's overlapping that little building a bit, but I think that's okay. Okay, and then down to the blocks drawer, the terrain drawer rather. A block would work too. We're going to place this little thing in here like a spacer, so right on there. This is just going to help us position the next building that we need to put down, which is going to be this Main Street yellow brick storefront. We're going to go right up against that terrain block like that, and 1 little nudge over, so half a block over. And then we're just going to build a little island of shops like that. We can take that spacer out. And it might be quicker to come over here and grab this little piece. And we're going to place this right up on the front like that and around the corner. And that is the entrance, or will be the entrance for the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. All right. So those are looking good. Now we're going to go, let's see. I'm going to go to the right, and we're looking for the Halloween Town pieces, and I'm going to just drop this right here for the moment because I don't want to scroll back to pick that up since I know I'm going to need it. I'm looking for the rest of the fence pieces, and here we go. So this piece is going to sit right like that. This is going to be the fence around the Haunted Mansion. This piece is going to sit right in here like this, and I think I want to flip that around. And we'll pick this piece up again just to get back to that part of the drawer. So we put that one there. by another corner. And then that piece like that. So that will be our fence around the Haunted Mansion. And I'm just trying to get back to my screen grabs here. Okay, back to the plants drawer. I'm not going to put a fence piece in there because this plant is going to sit in here like this. And actually that tells me already I've got an issue. I didn't bring this over far enough. This piece doesn't go to the edge of the terrain. It goes back to the edge of the building. That's as far back as I needed to go. So all of these need to slide back. We got to have enough of a walkway out here in the front of this. That slides up against that, and then this corner piece should slide right into place. Like that. All right. Now, there's two little terrain blocks that I want, so I'm going to pick that up and put it down. We're going to go to the right. We're going to kind of soften the edges of this water a little bit. We have to go a long way to the right to get these, but I'm going to use this round terrain corner. We're going to put one of them right here. We're going to put one on the opposite corner over here. And over here, I want to put this banked curve. That's going to sit in there like that. And I'm going to change the theme on this to be the desert landscape. I'll set that to be the theme. Oops. And we're going to put another one down here on this end, like that. And actually, that shouldn't be desert. Sorry, that should be the Carburetor County. I'll apply that. Yeah, that's the right one. Though I suppose if you prefer that one, that's fine. All right, so there are the buildings. Now let's put in some of the set pieces here. So the first thing we're going to add, actually let's put in a couple of plants here for spacers. Yeah, so this one's going to sit on the corner, like that. This one's going to sit in here like this. And then we're going to go to the set pieces drawer. First one we run across is the Haunted Mansion. This is going to sit in here about like that. And let me get this correct. So, like that. And we don't want it off the edge of the terrain, so that's how that's going to sit. All right, so there's that. And then Splash Mountain faces just the way we have it there. This is going to sit right here like that. But I think I need to move that plant. So that should sit there okay. So let's slide this out. And then we'll bring this over. And now I shouldn't have any trouble putting this where it needs to go. Like that. Alright, so there is Splash Mountain. How are we doing on time? 20 minutes. Alright. Well, I think what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to add the plants and the decorations and things offline. And when I come back, I'll show you where they need to be and how you style the plants. And then we'll wrap up this video for today. Alright, I'm done adding the plants and the decorations. So let me give you a quick tour so you can see which plants I've used and where they go. And those of you who are building this on your own systems can pause this video along the way while you're recreating it. One thing I wanted to show you first is the terrain seam that I'm going to put down here, because right now this seam between these two terrain styles is pretty harsh. So we're going to begin with the inner corner rock terrain blend, and you can see how I've oriented this little piece. This is going to sit in that corner like that, and then we're going to use the wide terrain blend, and this is styled for the radiator spring style, same as the dirt there, and that's going to sit in there like that. And then on this side we're going to put 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to use, let's see, where's the rock corner? Outer rock corner. We're going to put that in there like that. That does not go all the way down because we're going to have a building sitting here eventually. Alright, so let me show you what we've got. You'll notice on this little piece here how it's oriented with the little red flower. And of course these are all the customizable pieces out of the plants drawer. They're the first 9 pieces in the plants drawer. This one is the first piece in the drawer, and you can see how I've spaced these out. So I've got a long, tiny, and thin terrain block here, and you can see how I've placed those all the way down. And then along the front of these buildings, we have the fence pieces. These are from the decorations drawer. Picket fences, and there's 2 of those followed by the corner. So you can kind of see how I've spaced these, and then 2 flat pieces followed by a corner, and this gap lines up with this door. You can see how I've placed the tables, although the exact placement of the tables doesn't matter. And then I've duplicated that same sort of thing down here. We have a straight piece here with a corner, and then the straight pieces go all the way down to the end of the block. Alright, and then on the back side we've placed some pieces of plant clusters here. I'll try to give you a good look at all of these and note which way the orientation goes. So the edge of this lines up with those buildings. Again, pause the video along the way if you need to, for those of you who are recreating this on your own consoles or your PC. And the exact placement of these doesn't really matter, but I've oriented them in such a way that it's going to provide the best look, I think, from the front here once we style those. This one, of course, we placed earlier. This one sits in here like that. And then there's that one with a little sprig on this corner. Again, I'm just showing you where these are placed and how they're oriented. A little sprig is on this front corner here. This piece sits in here like that. So if you have to adjust the location of that and nudge it over a little bit to make room for that, you can see how you need to do that. And we've got a tree right up here next to this building. And then I put a little bit of sidewalk here just to kind of emphasize, create a little bit of a path to show where the entrance for the Haunted Mansion is. And those are sitting there like that. And then there's these two pieces with some tables in here. These pieces sitting here like this. These docks are from the Pirates of the Caribbean set. I've got 3 of them. You find them in Building Sets Group 4. This will be for the Tom Sawyer raft ride. This is also from the Pirates of the Caribbean. And then 2 more of these plant clusters. Of course, we had these here before. And then I've got 2 of these down on that end. And on this side of this terrain, we have this one which we put down earlier. Another one that's lined up with the edge of the terrain. This one in the middle. And then 2 more of these sitting down here. So that's everything that I put in. And now we'll go ahead and style all of these. This one is going to use the City Park corner. Same for this one. And these 2 down here. Another one that will use the City Park corner is this one down here. These are going to use the City Park theme as well. That's the landscaped park. They provide a nice little border along the water here so that you don't have that hard terrain edge there. And I like that there's lamps there. That's really nice. Those light up at night too, as you saw in an earlier video. These here are going to use the park theme also. Park bench with street lamps. And actually, that's really odd because these should have been facing out. I thought I placed these the correct way, but I wanted them facing the water. So you'll style each of these and flip these around. Let's just go ahead and do that. And then once you're done with that, you can take these spacers out. Won't be needing those anymore. And I thought about trying to run some pieces down along here like I did with this, but that really blocks the view from those park benches. So if you wanted to, you could run picket fence along here or just leave it. Or if you want to run a bunch of these down along there, you can do that too. It's up to you, but I'm going to leave mine empty. This one here uses the Briar Ridge theme. So like that. And then these use Briar Ridge. Just about the rest of all of these will. We can theme this one now since we're done with this corner of the terrain. This corner of the town, rather. And these will also use the Briar Ridge terrain. And you can see how I've oriented those. The way I've done that, it fills this whole area back here. So when you're looking at this from this side, it just looks really nice. And I can see I missed one here. Here we go. That fills that gap nicely. But for all the rest of these, you're going to style these to be the Briar Ridge theme as well. So all of these back through here, this tree on this side of that building, and all of these trees along here. For right now, I would recommend leaving these two the way they are, because we have some more to build down that way. So if you style those now, that's just going to get in the way. But that's it for New Orleans Square and Critter Country. Next time, we'll build Tom Sawyer Island. Before you go, please hit the like button and leave a comment to let me know what you think of my Frontierland toy box so far. You can also subscribe to my channel by clicking my photo in the lower right corner of this video. Thanks for watching and have a great day.